Now, in its 11th year, this is GabNet. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey everybody, how are you? This is live from Harlem in New York City. It's the Ramble with me. I'm Alex Bennett. Yes, sirree, Bob. Ladies and gentlemen, guess who we got here? We go out to the left coast of the United States where Larry Bubbles Brown never leaves it.
No, although I did leave yesterday because the Blue Angels were in town. So
Oh, God, I hated that. I hated that. And they hated...
Actually, it wasn't the Blue Angels. They got, because the government shut down, they had the fucking Canadians sent their planes down. So I said, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Somebody had to come down to annoy you, right?
Yeah. So
what used to happen, let me tell people, what used to happen was every year they would have the Blue Angels do a flyover for what was it, the day, the holiday they had or whatever?
Columbus Day weekend.
Yeah, Columbus Day weekend, but it was called something else. It was like...
Fleet Week.
Fleet Week, that was it. Everybody gives each other an enema during that week. Anyway, did you get that? Fleet Week? Let me try it again. Okay, anyway. So they come into town, and what they do is a couple of days beforehand. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Larry Bubbles Brown. Hello, Larry.
Hello, Alex. Happy Veterans Day.
Oh, well, thank me for my service.
That's what I say when I go to Jiffy Lube.
Thank you for your service. Oh boy, yeah. I was in the military, so I expect on this day everybody to wish me
Yeah, you actually served. Wow.
Yeah, I did serve. Yeah, amazing, isn't
it? There were no conflicts going on when you were in, right?
One began right at the end of my tour. Yeah, right at the end of my time in the Navy, which was 2 years. Because I was in the Navy Reserve. And at the very end, the Vietnam War began.
Okay.
The boats had been shot upon in the Gulf of Tonkin. And as I was being mustered out, I love telling this story, as I was being mustered out of the Navy, I was mustered out with a lot of people that I had been mustered in with, okay? And one of them had the USS Maddox, or I think it was the USS Maddox on his uniform, because you had the name of the ship you were serving on or whatever. And I said, wow, it must have been hell out there in the Gulf of Tonkin. He said, well, something went on out there, but I have no idea what it was. He said, we were all asked to go to general quarters, which is what you do when you're being attacked. He said, a couple of shots were fired from the ship out into nothing, okay? Mm-hmm. And then we came back to shore, and everybody gave us medals. He said, nothing went on out there.
That's what I think. It was a false flag. It was just to drag us in deeper.
That's right. And I kept saying this when I was working at ABC. And ABC News called me up and they said, you can't say that. And I said, but I experienced it, And sure enough, a few years later, it came out that was a false flag, as you say. And we, the ABC News called me back up and said, how did you know that? Mm-hmm. And I said, I just keep my ears open, So, anyway, that's my story about the Vietnam War. Yes, I'm a Vietnam vet by about 2 days.
Yes, another one of America's great mistakes. Got another fucking war that we didn't need.
Well, it didn't need to be expanded. The guy who started it was, oddly enough, was Kennedy. But he only put in 15,000 troops, I think, maybe not
I
even
think
that.
1,500.
Like 1,500, yeah. And he put them in there, and it became a deal that we were involved in, but we weren't fully committed to. And then Lyndon Johnson got stuck with that war, and then Nixon expanded it. So it was a war that need not have been, but it was. So
Much like Iraq.
yeah. So how are you doing, my friend?
Good. Getting very excited about the big show out here with you.
Well, you've been bugging me for years to come out there and do a show, and now I was kind of forced into this. Yeah, no. Here's what happened. I didn't want to really do it. I'll tell you why. Because I'm 86 years old. I don't have the energy to put something like this together. And what they wanted me to do was to put together the entire show. And I felt that if they got it together and I just went in and did it, that would be fine. So now I found this guy, Len LaFrisco, who calls our Monday show, and he's always been wanting to help me in any way he can. I said, "You want to help me?" I said, yeah. He said, "Yeah." I said, "Produce my show for me." And he took it over. He just ramrodded it. Got all the talent together, got all this together, is dealing with the festival. I've dealt with nobody. He's gotten it all together. And as long as that could happen, I guess I said, I'll do it.
Okay.
That and Buddy Love said to me, he said, "Come out and do it. This is a big show to do. The Sketch Fest's a big deal." I went, "I don't know." And they went, "No, you got to come out. If you come out, I'll take the band with me and put them on the show." So I said, well, that's one thing convincing me. And then, of course, Len LaFrisco coming along was the second piece of the stuff. Mm-hmm. And then it was also the fact that Sketchfest, when I said I didn't want to do it, then upped certain prices and things like that. And, I'm not in it for the money. I'm not going to make a penny out of this goddamn thing. But everybody wanted to do it. And then Lori was excited about it, and so on. She canceled a month of her cruise with her husband. She's going to take a plane out of here down to South America to catch up with the boat.
Wow.
A month later. So, that was our, so those were some of the things that convinced me, okay, I'll do it, And I'm still, I don't have much excitement for it because people say, "Oh, yeah, we'll fill the house. We'll pack the place." Then I'm going, really? You think so?
That remains to be seen. I think the tickets go on sale next week, and I guess we'll find out.
It was it was a long time ago that I stopped doing that show. If you think about it, it's, let's see, 25, about 35 years, maybe?
28.
28. Oh, you're good at that. Now, I believe you. I take your word for it. Okay.
It was your last Live 105 show was July of '97.
Yeah, that's the one in which they told the newspapers that I was leaving, and I told them I didn't want them to do that. That I just wanted to do my last show and just do it as a good show. And they said, and I show up for the gig. It's a breakfast with Bennett out in where was it? It
was a brewery in Walnut Creek.
Walnut Creek. And so I go out there and I show up and there's a TV truck waiting.
God, I remember that, yeah.
And I was pissed. I was just absolutely pissed because I said, I want to do my last show. I don't want to have people looking up at me going, "Oh, this is his last show." I said, I just want to do a good show. And at the end, I will tell them that I'm leaving and, I'll see you soon. And I show up and here are these fucking trucks, TV trucks and reporters sticking microphones in my face and going, so how do you feel about this being your last show? And I looked at him and went, I don't know of any last show. I just played it straight.
Mm-hmm.
And I went in, I saw my boss, and I said, I told you not to do this. One of the salespeople told the press. I went, I don't care. They're here, okay? And go take care of them. They said, well, we can't do that. They're the press. We got to let them in. We got to let them cover this thing. And I went, oh, okay. I said, but I got to go out there and end this show. And quite frankly, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I thought about it through the whole show. And people are looking down at I think it was the San Francisco Chronicle even published it that morning. And they're looking down at newspapers, then looking at me with pity, okay? And that's what I didn't want. So finally, we come to the very end of the show, and I go, well, it's been great being here in Walnut Creek at this brewery or whatever, and blah, 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 blah. I want to thank you all for coming out today, and I'll see you on Monday. And that's how I ended the show. And I went back to my bosses, and I looked at them, and I said, now it's your problem.
Good.
Yeah. That really pissed me off. What?
I don't remember. My memory's failing because I don't remember anything about that show except we were in Walnut Creek, and I don't remember who was on. And
you really don't remember anything about it. That's amazing for you.
Weird.
Yeah, that's amazing for you.
Yeah.
I certainly, I can't remember who was on it. I don't even remember that you were on it, but you were part of the cast, so
right.
There was a reason for you to be there. I remember Lori being there, but I don't know who did that last show.
I do remember the press being there. It was very annoying, as you say, and that was not handled well at all.
Did you know that I was leaving?
I think there was all kinds of rumors, yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that was actually the last show until I got there, I think.
Yeah. Well, the general manager of the station, everybody at the station said, we held a meeting at my place with everybody concerned, and I said, okay, but when I do it, I want to do it on my terms. And my terms are that we don't let anybody know that I'm leaving, and I'll just announce it at the very end of the show. And they said, fine.
They should have honored that.
But they didn't honor it. Yeah.
No.
And it was a clusterfuck. So what happened is I had my girlfriend at the time, Kathleen, and we had a plane ready to go on a plane. We went right out to I think it was the Oakland airport, and parked my car, got on a plane. We went to Las Vegas for about a week or so, maybe 5 days, something like that, so that I could avoid the press, and I could avoid all the publicity on it. So that's what we did. We just disappeared. And, when they'd ask my business manager, where is he? He'd go, I don't know. I have no idea. So
well,
that's how we played it.
It was such a big mistake letting you go then.
Well, it was, but, the ratings had gone down a bit. Ratings go up, ratings go down. And you just have to realize that everything that goes down sometimes comes right back up again, And we had lost, our ratings had gone down a little bit, and it had to do with something the station was doing, and I can't remember now. But there was something they were doing that was causing the ratings to go down. It wasn't as much my fault as it was theirs, believe it or not. But I can't remember what it was. That's the strange part about it. I guess I'm getting so old, and that's so long ago. No, so long ago that I don't remember.
Well, that's God. It turned out to be a big mistake. So.
No. The first time I left was a big mistake. Then they hired me back, as you may remember.
Right.
Okay. The second time wasn't the same kind of mistake. They weren't doing it because they wanted the guy that was on down in San Jose or anything like that. Really, what they wanted to do was clear the way for Howard Stern to be on the station.
Right.
Because the station was bought up by the organization, CBS Radio, I think it was. And they had bought out the outfit that Howard Stern was working for, and Mel Karmazin was the new boss. And that was it. That was our whole thing. And so they wanted to get me out of there, and they put Johnny Steele in there as a temporary measure. He didn't know he was being used as a temporary measure.
And that lasted a few months.
That lasted a few months, and they went, oh, well, that's no good. Let's bring in Howard Stern. And he was on in San Jose and wasn't getting any ratings, so they literally had to clear the air. And also, they did a good thing because they felt that if they fired me, hired Johnny Steele, and got rid of Johnny Steele and brought in Howard Stern, people wouldn't hate Howard Stern for having replaced me. Okay?
It's pretty devious.
Yeah. So that's, Johnny Steele got what he wanted, but, and the big but is, they were using him.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's the story of my life of being fired at the Live 105. I've had problems all through my career where people just don't understand what I do for a living, and how I did my show. I mean, I always did it my way. I always had something built into my contract that forced me to force them, rather, to have to put up with me. I mean, I usually had it built in my contract that I had the last say on everything. I had all the creative decisions. And so you couldn't tell me what to do with my show. And, that didn't play that well. Every station wanted to control me. Okay. Mm-hmm. The way they wanted to control me was they wanted to see how much music I would play. And they'd say, we want you to play a lot of music. And I went, no, I'm not going to. This isn't a music show.
It's not. And
music was...
I'd say you didn't play any, which was great because playing music on a show like yours just destroys the entire flow of the show.
Well, I used to play music during the first hour of the show. Because, quite frankly, I wasn't ready to do a show till 7 o'clock. I was still waiting.
Till the caffeine kicked in.
Till the caffeine kicked in, or whatever else other drug was available. So that was that story, And so I always had problems. Throughout my entire career, nobody really understood what I did. And the few that did, after a while, or when companies came into play and their jobs were on the line, it was either Alex, Bennett, or you, they got rid of me. All right? So that's been my whole career. I can't say I've had a happy career in broadcasting. I've had an interesting career, but not a happy one. Because I was always fighting for what I believed a program should be. It should be entertaining, and it should be controversial, and it should be a lot of different things. And these people just wanted fluff in the morning. And when I got good ratings, when I got really good ratings, they wouldn't touch me. I could do anything. I could come and take a dump on the general manager's desk, and they go, "Oh, Alex, knock it off," But when the ratings go down, all of a sudden you're an asshole. They don't care about you. They're ready to get rid of you, and you go, "What? I don't get it." So
they had everyone in the radio was the station was run by these fucking consultants that didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
Yeah,
everyone treated them like God, like, oh, we got to follow what they say.
Yeah, the consultants don't exist anymore. I had a friend who was I have a good friend who was a consultant, and he had a great job as a consultant for years, made millions, literally.
Really?
Oh yeah. And then one day, nobody wanted consultants anymore. They realized that the consultants were really bullshitters.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't know a goddamn thing. My friend, who was a consultant, did know what he was doing, and they should have listened to him more. You know, but anyway, that was the radio business. You had to live through the consultants, right?
Yeah. Everyone just acted like they knew exactly what we should do and shouldn't question them.
Well, the reason is what they do is a consultant would come in and charge a lot of money for what he was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like if you buy a $10,000 car, you're going to complain about it a lot. But if you buy a $100,000 car, you're not going to complain about it as much.
No.
You know, because you want to make yourself believe that you just bought a $100,000 car, and it's got to be the best car in the world. Or I should say these days, the $500,000 car. But, you know, so I was the consultants were the $500,000 car. Mm-hmm. And so you're paying for him. What are you going to do? Say, I made a mistake paying him all this money? No, you're going to say, he's wonderful. He knows what he's doing. Listen to him. We didn't hire him for that money for you not to listen to him. So that was the history of consultants. I always hated them myself, too, except my friend. He was a good guy. But anyway. So what have you been doing lately? Anything? Let's quit talking about my career. I get depressed when I do. I have this saying on my Facebook page. I used to be a big shot. And that comes from a movie with Jimmy Cagney and Humphrey Bogart, and it was called, what was it called? I'm trying to remember now. I'll remember it. And the last line is she looks up at, she's holding Cagney dead in her arms, and the cop said, "Who's that?" And she says the name. I can't remember the name of the character. Says, "What did he do?" And she looks up at the cop and she goes, "He used to be a big shot." And that's the way all through my career, every time I lost a job, I could hear that ringing in my ear. He used to be a big shot. So that's my theory of my time in the business. I used to be a big shot. You know, Marjorie.
Well, that whole radio world then, was it guys like you that would go from city to city? It was an interesting trek that a lot of you guys made.
Yeah, absolutely. But I went to, I went back to San Francisco. You know, I've been working in New York, and things had burnt out in New York. And I got offered a job in San Francisco, so I took it. And it was the best move I ever made financially, because I made a lot of money there. I was a big shot. In fact, Marjorie, my wife, when I show her pictures of things or show her TV shows we did, she said, "I never realized you were that big."
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, yeah, I used to be big. It was the radio that got small." But anyway, so.
Good time. You got to go to wonderful places like Houston.
Yeah, well, I worked in Houston. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that.
Really? It sounds like a hellhole, that place.
Yeah, well, I wound up leaving town a day before they were ready to arrest me. That's another story altogether. The police department wanted to get me because I had the goods on them. And I was about ready to reveal them. And I'm trying to remember what the goods were that I had on them at the time. Oh, that they were running Ku Klux Klan meetings at the police department. That was it.
Okay.
and they were going to bust me. They were going to put coke in my pocket or whatever, and then bust me for drugs. And I got out of town a day before they were going to do that, and I didn't know it. I didn't know it. I was told that later. So
good timing.
Yeah. I wasn't going to get busted for anything I did, you know. Although I might have had pot in my pockets at all times, but I can't remember now. That was when I first started doing pot. So.
Yeah, that sounds like it was a horrible experience when you went to Miami.
It was terrible. But, the funny part is you guys were left behind doing a show with whoever they threw on as the host.
Yeah, who did you left? They got this guy, Perry Stone.
Perry Stone.
Was that it?
Perry
He
Stone.
Was like,
Yeah,
he was a shock jock.
He was a shock jock. They brought him in from San Jose.
San Jose.
They changed the whole nature of the station for him and all of that,
And it didn't work at all.
And it didn't work. No, it was a failure. So when I came back and begging for my job, the new general manager, because it wasn't the old general manager, the new general manager said, I want to put the old team back together. That's how I'm going to make the station survive. And he brought me in, and he brought, brought back the whole morning show. And we had a good time. The only problem was the second time I think I was a little safer, all right? Wasn't as risk-taking as I was the first time, so, yeah. But anyway, that's our history of San Francisco, folks. And if you want to see more of it, you can buy tickets starting, Wednesday?
We don't want an empty house.
Yeah, well, I just figure how many people are going to show up. And how many of those people are going to be people who buy tickets for the entire run of the thing? The Freak, what's it called? Freak Fest, something like that? Sketch Fest. And don't even know who the hell I am. That's going to be the other problem. So, anyway. Hey, listen, we've kind of run out of time here, Bubbles.
Okay.
Always.
Well, it's been fun. I haven't talked to you in a while.
It's been a while, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But here he is, Larry Bubbles Brown. Thank you, Larry.
See you at Sketchfest.
Bye.
Now, in its 11th year, this is GabNet. Talk like you've never heard it before.
And thank you very much, Larry. Appreciate it. Larry Bubbles Brown. And the reason we started it over again was because I was running one from a couple of weeks ago. I always do something to screw up around here, don't I? Oh, well. Anyway, and cold weather. Oh, man, have we got cold weather. And when cold weather comes, and when I was a kid, when the cold weather came, man, that was it. I was sniffling, and it's just brutal out there. It's just brutal. We would like it to get better, but it's just brutal. Okay, we'll leave it at brutal. Anyway, we only have 2 people waiting to come on here. Why? What's the story with you people? Do I just have to do the Monday show and that's it? I mean, come on. And then I got to have a place to put Lori and a place to put Bubs and a place to put other people that I like talking to. But I could do that as a special little show that's pre-recorded and put up on a certain day at a certain time, whatever. But anyway, I guess I will just go to the 2 people that are here and hope that they, that we... we only have actually one of the 2 people here right now. Here comes Josh. Okay. All right, there's just 3 of us, folks. Oh, here comes Mark Thorner. Okay. All righty, that's good, too. I like Mark Thorner. There he is, Mark. Hello, Mark. Can you hear us, Mark? Yeah, okay, good. Good, I'm glad you can hear us. How you all be, folks?
Good, thank you.
It's a Friday.
Yeah. In case people don't know, tonight there will be no Amy Manuel. There'll be no intersection because she's taking the night off because she's going to some kind of concert or something, So, and she had forgotten about the show. How could you forget about the show? I don't know. Anyway, what's up, Mark? How's everything down in Florida? I always ask you that,
Cold.
Huh?
Cold.
Cold? How cold?
Wow.
Let's see, right now it's 61 degrees.
Wow, well, that's pretty good.
Yep.
You know what the temperature is now here? 42, okay?
Yeah.
So we're about, 20 degrees colder than you are. And it's probably going to get colder as the night goes on, too. So, that's good. How's everything where you are down there, Josh Wheeler?
Everything is good.
Yeah? How's the weather?
It's pretty good, I guess.
Is it cold? Cold? Warm?
It's gonna be a little warmer tomorrow for like a day, I guess, and then it's gonna go back. It snowed here, I think Tuesday.
Well, it can't be that warm.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes. Tuesday it actually snowed here, I believe. Very.
Maybe it was Monday. So yeah, I think.
Okay, but we had some snow here, but it wasn't anything to talk about. I mean, once it hit the ground, it just melted. So.
Yeah, it just didn't stick to the hard surfaces, but.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Snowed.
Right.
Yeah. Snowed all day.
Yeah, and the weather where you are, my good friend Alan.
It's cold outside. Not as cold as there. It's probably in the high 50s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to make the whole show, so I'll just tell you ahead of time.
Why is that?
Mother problems, of course.
What do you mean, mother problems?
Just my mother. I got to, do things for her all the time. She's 93. She can still drive herself around, but she can't drive at night, and so she wants to go somewhere tonight. And
I'm surprised she can even go out at night. My problem is when it's dark, anywhere, like in the house or whatever, I lose my balance a lot.
oh, she doesn't have that problem, I don't think. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, she probably doesn't have neuropathy either.
No, she's not diabetic either. No.
What does that have to do with it?
Well, a lot of people that are diabetic have neuropathy.
Well, you had neuropathy, right, Charlie?
Yep.
But you were also diabetic as well, right?
I am.
Mm-hmm. So, I guess you're right there, Alan.
Sometimes.
I forgot about that. But I just have this horrible, this really terrible neuropathy, and neuropathy causes all the balance in your system, So you get a little. Hello, Tom Yamaguchi.
Hey there.
I'd ask you what the temperature is there, but it's probably whatever it is where Alan is.
I think it might be a little warmer. I don't know. We have some wet weather moving through.
Oh,
so
you had a real storm in there. I saw where San Francisco, the streets were flooded. Or is the news lying?
Yeah, well, we have an atmospheric river. I think it might be getting more to L.A. might be getting the more of the brunt of it than we are. But
Yeah.
we're going to be getting wet weather for a while, and I guess it's bringing some warm air in with it, so it's not that cold at all.
Wow. Well, I saw pictures of San Francisco on the news tonight, and the streets were just flooded. And I don't ever remember the streets of San Francisco getting flooded.
Oh, they get flooded, yeah.
They
I've
do?
seen that.
I don't remember it.
Yeah.
I think they get flooded.
The flooding must have been a couple days ago. The big storm came through here on Wednesday, I think.
Mm-hmm. Well, back in the Paleolithic age, we didn't have any rain. So.
Or internet to notice it.
Yeah, right, exactly. And let me see here. Oh, Charlie, Texas. How's the weather there?
It's actually been warm. It was cold Monday and Tuesday, but then it warmed up. It was like 85 today.
85?
Yeah.
A nice temperature for where he lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're, as I say, right now we went up one. No, I said 42, didn't I? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're at 40. I look at my watch; it tells me the temperature. Yeah, but I don't want to brag.
71.
How's it up in Connecticut there?
Cold.
This is a new show we're doing here called "How's the Weather Where You Are." Yeah. It's cold.
Yes.
Really cold.
Yes.
Brutally cold.
I want to be in Florida.
You want to be in Florida? Okay. Well, you go down to Florida and you can, Jews like to move to Florida during the winter, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff, did you hear the interview that Alex just did with Larry Bubbles Brown?
Yeah, a little bit
Talking
of it.
about Florida. They were talking about Florida. How much Alex wanted to get out of there.
Oh God, that was the worst. I wanted to kill myself down there.
That's when I first
I almost
met
didn't.
you.
I didn't kill myself, but other people tried to kill me. So it was. I only was there for about 3 months, and then I had to get out. It was brutal. It was brutal. The radio station I worked at, brutal, just brutal. And the people down in down in Miami, they're assholes, aren't they? Yes, right. Down there, they're just, it was like, I felt it was like a whole town coming down off of drugs at the same time. That's how mean and nasty they were. And I was so happy when I got back to San Francisco. I kissed the earth, And I drove out there and I drove back, but I drove back faster than I drove out there, I got to tell you. We actually, I quit the radio station. The radio station, I parted ways, let's say, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and by 6 o'clock the next morning, we were all packed up and ready to go. Yeah, and I had some people staying there to, send my stuff off. We sent it by United Parcel. Don't ever send your stuff by United Parcel. Because I once described it as, what does UPS stand for? Oops. Oh, man. I got a computer back with a forklift that went right through a computer. Yeah, yeah. So most of my stuff got back in not too very good shape, so I had to buy all new computers and everything else.
Hopefully it was insured.
Well, was it insured? I don't think it was, actually. I still got to get my insurance back for my trip. I must have filled out the forms 15 times, and nothing was going through right, And so finally, when I figured out how maybe I can get it to go through, I just have been too lazy to do it. I just was so exhausted by just doing it that I didn't want to do it more. So, that was what that was about. But somebody told me that insurance companies really make it difficult for you to collect because, well, they don't want you to collect. Okay? And I just wish the government were a little more proactive about insurance and about insurance companies and the way they do what they do, But what do they care, They want to do away with Obamacare. Mm-hmm.
By the way, Alex, I saw an obituary a while back that made me think of your situation with SAG-AFTRA.
Mm-hmm.
The actress Sally Kirkland?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It turned out she was caught up in the same thing that you were with the loss of medical insurance from SAG-AFTRA. And she was in declining health for a number, at the time. And they actually did a GoFundMe account for her.
Shame on SAG-AFTRA, okay? Just shame on them,
Shame on this whole country.
Well, what happened with SAG-AFTRA is you had to earn a certain amount in order to get their insurance. Now, prior to that, like as a senior, I was able, as a senior, to get a plan for $2,000 a year that covered both Marjorie and I, that took care of everything over the 80% that Medicare takes care of, and it was great. $2,000 a year, and it was all taken care of. All of a sudden, they decided to do away with it for anybody who wasn't working. Well, who isn't working? People who are in their seniors,
Mm-hmm.
And they're probably not going to be able to work again. So I mean, it was terrible what they did. And you say that Sally Kirkland, I didn't know about this, was a victim of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Just died.
Was there an article about that to that effect?
Yeah, it was in her obituary. Let me see.
Wow. That's amazing.
It's Deadline Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
She died at 84.
Yeah.
And it said A GoFundMe page was set up to support her health battle, noted that she had struggled to pay for medical care since SAG-AFTRA canceled supplemental insurance
Wow.
for
Wow.
members over the age of 65 in 2021.
That's amazing. You know, it's just amazing.
There's so many GoFundMe pages for medical bills. It's just incredible.
Well, how about Will Durst? Will
Yeah.
Durst had one going for years now. He raised almost $300,000 dollars and change, and it still didn't take care of all his needs. You know, and it's just a shame. It's a real shame. You know, I mean, you don't have to be a communist or a socialist or whatever in order to believe in universal health care, that everybody in our country, because they're simply a citizen in this country, you know, should be able to deal with it. And it's terrible, just terrible. But, you know, if your government doesn't care about you, then who does, right? Oh, no, that's socialism. That's horrible. No, it's not. And what I loved was the other day I saw some politician and he was going about, this is socialism and that is socialism and we can't have medical because that's socialism. Well, with them, we can't have the police department and we can't have the fire department and we can't have, you know, all the other things in which we all pay money into it so that we can have those services. And, you know, and yet
and 6 GOP senators are getting $500,000 each because they want to. They're agreed that the government took their, you know, looked at their phone records when they were talking to the January 6th conspirators.
Oh boy! Mm-hmm.
And that was a part of that was slipped into the bill, the bill to reopen the government.
Yeah.
What? They were paying these senators how much?
$500,000.
$500,000
for what?
Damages. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, what did they do for that $500,000?
Well, they were investing. Basically there was an investigation about possible cooperation of Congress people with the January 6th.
Yeah, because they were people called by
and
the.
So the FBI had looked at their phone records, which they can do, but you know they slipped this thing in the bill. So they, you know, like Lindsey Graham, like that, $500,000 each.
But for what? I mean, what did they do for the $500,000? I mean, for $500,000,
they were seriously injured. You know, they were. I don't know.
Gee,
Like a compensatory damages
investigated.
Compensatory damages for what?
for having their privacy violated, according.
Yeah.
Privacy violated? This doesn't make any sense at all. Over January 6th?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was it? Oh, God. Okay, well, that's fine. They each get $500,000, and there are people going without health care. You know.
Right. Exactly.
Oh, God. I just don't believe what's going on in this country. It's absurd.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I had a hard time voting for Measure A, because Measure A was to help all the first responders, and you know that picking up what the government wasn't paying for anymore.
And you were against that. You think the government should pay for it, right?
Yeah, I know everybody was going to vote yes.
Yeah.
Because they see all the commercials, and the commercials are not mentioning the portion. You know, they mention it a little bit, but the government should pay for it, but they don't emphasize that. They're just emphasizing, well, we're not having enough money. So when you go to ER, you're not going to get taken care of. You know, those type of, like, the fear of those, but they're not saying why. You know, they're not explaining that, you know, things are not happening, you know, government money wise, and it's like,
It's a real shame, because, you know, what are we a government for? It's kind of to take care of each other, isn't it? to make sure we have all the services that we need and all the help we need to survive. I mean, and we do none of it, and we pay an enormous amount of taxes every year. And what do we get for it? Bupkis. Or that's a Jewish term in case anybody want me to define it for you. Yeah.
And Brian, you weren't the only one. Yeah, you weren't the only one who was conflicted. I was listening to an interview with the mayor of San Jose on KQED.
Oh, Matt Mayhem, yeah.
I think, yeah. And
I like that guy a lot.
He was very, very conflicted on
Really?
passing of it because he felt that was the federal government's responsibility.
Well, I agree. See, I agree. Yeah. I for years said I really don't want to give in to something or send money to a particular thing because the government should be taking care of that, and we shouldn't let the government off the hook, okay? Mm-hmm. But the fact is, they're not going to take care of it. So what else is left but you helping,
Right.
I mean, that's the problem. I mean, I agree totally. I don't think that the government, we should have to pay for our own health care or anything like that. It's the government's job. But if I don't if I don't take care of it, I'm going to die. Okay? Luckily, I have the money to pay for my insurance. I'm still trying to figure out whether we're going to go with this concierge service that our doctor is giving us or offering us. And so far, we've refused because I didn't like the way he unceremoniously dumped us and gave us like 3 months to get things together until he went concierge. And then he said, well, I'll still give you your prescriptions up until the end of December. So I put in for all my stuff to be refilled, and he turned it down. And now he wants $3,000 a year from me and $3,000 a year from Marjorie. I might have thought about it if he had behaved a little better than he has. Yeah. But, then I go to any other doctor I want, and they're concierge too. It's disgusting.
Wow.
And you still have to pay. You still have to pay for stuff. And your insurance, Medicare doesn't take care of a lot of it. Doesn't take care of concierge cost. And that's only, concierge is only so you can see your doctor. And oh, good, you can get you can get a appointment with them within the week. Oh, well, really? Oh, that's terrific. Come on, give me a break.
I guess New York is way different than California.
Oh no, it's happening in California too. I had Buddy Love staying here with his wife, who's a doctor. And she talked about it. It's rampaging throughout California.
Yeah, I have Kaiser, and I can email my doctor, and within a day I'll get a response. And
you'll get a response, but will you be able to see him? I mean, if you got something deadly, yes, I suppose he will see you.
Yeah, but my Kaiser's been really good. If I can't see my doctor, they have a referral right away. They have somebody that can see me right away.
Right.
Okay.
May not be my doctor, but it will be somebody that can take care of the rash that I have.
Yeah, the rash that you have. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, Marjorie will make an appointment with a doctor that she has to see, and it's 3 months. And supposedly in the concierge, the doctor will do it faster, and he will also take your calls.
I thought she was a VIP, like a frequent flyer with all the doctors.
Yeah. Listen, she should get everything from doctors because she's been keeping the medical industry alive single-handedly. And it's not like she has something that's going to kill her. It's all stuff like bad back, bad this, bad knee. She's 90% cortisone, okay? Which is wonderful, but it's funny as you get older, when people get together and they have dinner. We had dinner last night with Buddy and his lovely wife Rachel, and she's a doctor. But whenever you usually get together with people at my age, what's the first thing that comes up for discussion? So, how's your health? Oh, well, I got this wrong with me, and I got that wrong with me, and I'm seeing this doctor for that, and it's, so you got to realize that once you reach like 70, you're going to start talking about medicine a lot, and you're going to care about it, and you're going to care about what it costs you. And some of us, I mean, we have enough money that we can afford to go see a doctor. We can afford to pay those insurance costs or whatever it takes, okay? Like Marjorie and I pay, well, close to $1,000 a month for our supplemental. You know, I think it's $400 a piece or $425 or something. It just went up horribly, you know. And I mean, it's terrible. How many here? Well, how many here have Medicare? Yeah. How many here have a supplemental plan? Okay. Because you have a supplemental, Tom?
Well, actually, what happened? I'm still working,
Mm-hmm.
and so through my union, I have what's called Alameda Alliance.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm using that as my secondary. So they pay for the stuff that Medicare doesn't pay for.
Right. Right.
Because So.
So anyway, so So I'm not going to ask you how much it costs you because it doesn't cost you a lot, right?
$54 a month.
Oh God. Go screw yourself, okay?
Oh, I have Medicare and I pay $99 a month Kaiser, and that covers. I mean, it doesn't cover pills.
Yeah.
But a lot of my pills.
But
really
as Bubbles used to call it, Kaiser, he used to refer to as doctor-assisted suicide.
Yeah, it was. They ran an article about 20 years ago on TV or something, said good people, good medicine, and somebody came up with good luck.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, when I was a kid, my whole family was Kaiser, and the reason they were Kaiser was Henry J. Kaiser started it for his employees, okay, and then he decided, well, I'll expand this to unions, and because my father was a part of the musicians union, he got offered Kaiser, so we had Kaiser, and so we used to go to the hospital out there. I remember all the time. It was the first case of socialized medicine in this country, if I'm correct, and it was wonderful. It was terrific. But as the years went on, it's not that way any longer. It's not really the socialized medicine it once was. It's like an HMO now.
It is an HMO. The largest independent HMO.
Yeah.
So it's like Blue Cross and Blue Shield offer HMO, but this is not that. This is just, all it is HMO.
Yeah. But you know, you know, and then there's this other ripoff called Medicare Advantage, which I think you have, right, Charlie?
Yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah.
That's what I have too.
No, you don't have it. You don't have Advantage.
Yes, I do.
Really? And your Kaiser? No, you wouldn't have Advantage.
Senior Advantage, yeah. Yeah, that's what it's called.
Well, no, it's not called Medicare Advantage, is it?
Oh, okay, no.
No, his Medicare Advantage. Anybody else here have Medicare Advantage? It's not a particularly good deal. I mean, I would tell Charlie to quit it, but it's very hard to get back on rate.
It cost me nothing.
Huh?
I haven't had to pay a doctor or medical bill since I turned 65.
Okay.
I had 3 surgeries.
Oh, okay. All right. That's cool. You know, if it's working for you, it's working for you. But
that's only because I work for the state of Texas, and they've got 400,000 people on their plan. And so
okay. All right. All right.
No procedure's ever been turned down or anything.
Yeah, well, that's a different story. What you got? Yeah.
So you only have 3 surgeries, but how many toes got cut off?
Well, he only has 4 left. He only has 4 left.
No.
Was that 2 for 1? They do two for charge of
He's our gangster friend, Charlie Four Toes.
Yeah.
You know, but but you have a different deal there with the state taking care of it. You have. Did you say, Mark, that you have Medicare supplemental?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. How much do you pay for it down there?
It's $292, but that also includes my medication as well.
Is that $292 a month?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Because ours is like for something and change, and we have to go out and get our pharmaceutical too. But what I do is I don't even use my pharmaceutical because I get a hold of Costco online. And their stuff is cheaper than I could get it. You see, if I have this thing, it has what do you call it, a deductible of like $500, okay? Well, I'm saving all that by just going directly to Costco. And for whatever else it's going to cost me a little more later on, it all comes out pretty even.
What does it cost you, Alex, to see your doctor through your Medicare plan?
What does it cost to see my doctor? Which one? It doesn't. I don't know what it costs. I don't pay anything to them.
Okay. Oh, that's good. That's good.
I have a oncologist for my what do you call it, leukemia, my CLL, and I have a urologist for my prostate cancer, which is not coming back at all.
I pay $10 for specialist, and
I didn't pay a penny. I didn't pay a penny.
The doctor, it's $5.
Yeah, but I didn't pay a penny for any of it.
Yeah, but you're paying monthly though a lot.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're right. I mean, I have to.
And I'm happy with Kaiser. They've taken good care of me.
Oh, I imagine. Until they don't.
Until they don't.
Yeah.
I've had them almost my whole life. I've had choices. I could have gone with regular Medicare and had to go, to 7 different places to get medical.
No, I don't know if they have Kaiser elsewhere in the country. I don't think so.
Yes.
Do they?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, it's in
Northern Southern
Colorado.
California.
Huh?
Nevada.
Only in California. So if you leave
And
California,
Nevada, I think.
where do you go?
You go other places. One of the nice things about the Senior Advantage plan with Kaiser is they'll cover you anywhere in the world where Medicare won't.
Medicare will cover you, I think. I believe.
Not outside the United States.
I believe you're wrong about that.
Okay, and I looked it up, so.
Yeah, and a lot of those countries, oddly enough, like England, if you go to their hospital and you're from the United States and you don't have insurance, they don't charge you. They will take you and they don't charge you.
Yeah.
My daughter spent 4 years in Amsterdam and never had to pay for any doctors.
Because the universal health care over there took care of it.
Universal health care.
Yeah. So, but I believe Medicare will take care of you outside of the country, however. You may have to go and recoup it, but, What do you know anything about this, Josh? I guess you don't even worry about it yet, do you?
I mean, I know a little bit about it. I mean, I have insurance and things like that, so, I mean, there's a little bit, I mean, I know what I need to know, I suppose.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But what are you raising your hand now there?
Yeah,
Alan?
well, California, Kaiser Permanente is in California, Colorado, Georgia, Hawaii, Maryland, Oregon, Virginia, and Washington, as well as the District of Columbia.
Yeah, but it's not here in New York.
No, why would they want to put it there? They can milk you
Or
dry
Texas.
otherwise.
Not in Texas.
Not in
not
Texas either.
No, it's not in a lot of places.
Yeah.
I mean, I name less than 10 states, so yeah, it's.
Yeah. Now, how much does what do you call it? Kaiser cost you?
Well, it costs me. You sign up, and since I'm on Medicare, they get part of that from Medicare, but then I pay an additional $99 a month. And then my prescriptions are cheap. They're $7 for a 100-day supply.
Yeah. For
Unless
anything?
It's a name brand. If it's a name brand, it's $94 for a 100-day supply.
Yeah, but many times you don't have to have the
All
name
generic.
brand.
No. They try to do all generic. It saves them money.
Yeah.
They're a not-for-profit corporation.
Well, I know that they always have been from the very beginning.
Right.
So
My doctor, my regular doctor, is a Stanford graduate. My urologist is a Stanford graduate. My, I got 4 or 5 different doctors, and they're all graduated from major medical universities. My doctor's Asian, but he was here. He came here when he was 1 year old. Grew up in Southern California.
yeah.
But he got his medical degree, and he's in.
Why is it all doctors who are Indian, not American Indian, but Indian? Why is it they're all named Gupta? I mean, they all seem to be named Gupta.
It must be like Smith here.
Well,
No, I think it means
Cal-
doctor, is what I think it means.
Oh, in
Oh.
California, Patel is big. Just
Patel
about
is
every-
big?
Yeah, just about every small hotel is owned by a Patel.
Kumar.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I was looking today, and Len sent me some stuff about, we're finally listed on the Sketch Fest
Ah.
for the little show we're going to do.
Oh.
So, but tickets don't go on sale until Sunday, and then I don't know how much they're going to be. I have no idea how much. People say, how much is the ticket? Huh? What did you say?
Sunday.
Sunday they'll reveal how much they're going to charge for my show.
No, I don't know.
$3,000 a ticket.
Oh, wow, I'm selling mine then.
Yeah. My question is, they're going to, $1,000. No, I don't know what it's going to be, but I don't know how many people will be there to buy them either. So, I don't think you have to buy them too fast. I don't think it's going to be a fast sellout, but we'll see.
Surprised.
Huh?
You might be surprised.
I might be surprised, but I live in a very realistic world in which I know how long it takes for people to forget you, and it's about a minute and a half. And while there are people who remember me in San Francisco, then you got to ask them to buy a ticket. And I'm sure I'm still. Some people think of me with great fondness in the San Francisco Bay Area. Brian, did you listen to me when I was in the Bay Area?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, I went to Breakfast with Bennett.
Oh,
and
okay.
The Fairmont and yeah. Oh no, we just went. You did one in Palo Alto one time at a hotel. I just drove by that hotel and it reminded me.
Yeah, we had a pool party, I think it was.
That was the Howard Johnson's, right?
Yes, you're right. I think it was a Howard Johnson's hotel.
Hyatt or Howard Johnson, something like that. But it's on El Camino. So I remember going to that one.
I remember
I went to Drake. I went to Drake High School.
Did you go to Drake High School?
When you had your breakfast.
Oh, I thought you said you went to Drake High School.
I did. I went when you went.
No, I'm talking about you went to Drake High School, period.
You graduated from Drake High School is what you sounded like you were saying.
I told my friends I used to play basketball at Stanford. They said, "Oh, really?" I said, "Yeah, the court's
I think
down
at that show, Monty Hoffman did something bad, and I can't remember what it was exactly. But they told me at Drake High School, never come back.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Monty Hoffman. Oh my God. How do you describe Monty Hoffman?
Dead.
I know, but yeah, he was a character.
Yeah, Monty Hoffman. Yeah, what was? Yeah, that was it. Drake High School. We did that. I remember it, and I remember he did something terrible. I can't remember what it was, but we had him on the show, and he did something bad. So, yeah, or something they didn't like. I think I didn't find it that terrible, but then again, I was used to Monty Hoffman. But you never.
I know that's why I wish. I know you say you have a bunch of photographs in Petaluma from those shows.
Oh, I have
wish
video.
I could see some of those.
I have video.
Because if you have video, I'm probably in those videos. Because I was in line like at 5 a.m. before they let people in. I was always like first or second or third in line to get in, and I always sat dead center.
Really, I have to go back and look at it.
I know. Well,
gee, Brian,
let's go to Petaluma while you're up here.
I mean, it wasn't the Rolling Stones, Brian. I mean, why get in line like that?
Yeah.
Because back then everybody was there. Always some super star.
Well, you won't be disappointed in the show in San Francisco because it starts at 4:00 and you don't have to get in line till 4:30.
Does it really start at 4:00?
Yeah. It'd be the earliest I've ever done. Well, I used to do breakfast shows. Yeah, I used to do breakfast.
I got to get up early that day. Wow.
Try to come up for a couple days, please.
Well, you see, the couple people here don't know what we're really talking about because, Mark, you're not familiar with my San Francisco career, are you? No.
Nope.
No. And I don't think, neither is Jeff, I don't think.
No.
And
I never heard you on the
Josh,
radio.
Josh is not
Yeah.
familiar with it.
Tom and I.
Huh?
I mean, I know a little bit. I've looked up some stuff from YouTube, things like that. So,
Yeah. You can
I
find
started listening when you started at Sirius. I was already a subscriber.
That's when I found you was on Sirius. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'd looked into you since then.
Yeah, so a lot of people here don't know what I'm talking about, actually.
Well, you were on too early in the morning for me, so.
I was on too early in the morning.
I actually knew who you were, but never heard you on the radio, because when you go through San Francisco, you were on the side of buses and billboards and shit.
Yeah, I used to be a big shot, as I say.
Yep. You and Terry McGovern are grabbing each other by the collar, grinning at each other.
On a magazine, that was a magazine cover.
I have that magazine cover. I have that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was on the side of a bus or a billboard or something.
It was on the cover of a Chronicle Sunday magazine.
Yeah, that was it. You're absolutely right. It was called San Francisco Weekly or something, or it had some other, it had some kind of name. I have a picture of it here somewhere, but I'm not going to go look at it to see what the name of the.
Is he still alive, Terry McGovern?
I think so. Is what?
I think he died.
Terry McGovern died?
McGovern, I believe he died. Yes.
Oh. Well, I guess I'm the only one left alive in the United States, so far as I know. I mean, this thing, it's getting weird. It's just getting weird, all the people that have gone before me, and now I'm, like...
But give it some chance. You got 2 months to go yet.
Yeah, I may not make it. You never know. You
better make it.
Huh?
Yeah, then the tickets will be half off.
Yeah, right. But we'll have a casket on stage.
If you die, they're going to make you pay extra.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I mean, who knows what?
Who knows what? Cute for you to put a casket
I'm lightheaded all the time and stuff, and I'm wobbly, and I don't know. We'll wait and see.
Yeah, maybe we'll see you slip off the stage or something.
Well, I'd like to be able to walk on stage without using a cane. What I'd like to do, but I might have to.
I'll carry you out there. How's that?
But I know what people are going to be doing.
One of those, like the carry guys,
Yeah.
Well, no,
carry them on,
Yeah, well, I know what a lot of people are going to be doing out in the audience. They're going to be nudging the person next to them and say, "Do I look that bad?" So. We'll wait and see. Who knows? But it'll be interesting.
We should just put you in a wheelchair, like you're really bad.
I was thinking about going on with a walker, actually, because I have
really slow.
Well, I have to leave the wheelchair to Will Durst. Okay, maybe I can borrow his. He says he thinks he might not have to use the wheelchair by the time we do this show. So I'm hoping so.
And he's been working on new material, I assume, with all this stuff, huh?
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Who wouldn't have material?
I know.
The only thing he'd be doing is dying to do it.
Yeah. I think not just hearing his satire for such a long time, it'll be really refreshing to hear him again, really political stuff.
Yeah. So what do you think, Josh, about all that's been going on lately this week? Do you think Trump is in trouble?
No, no. Trump's not in any trouble.
You don't really think so? You don't think that a lot of the Republicans are going to back off of being for him and in his corner?
No. Why would they?
Because who wants to be associated with a pedophile?
I don't think that matters to them at all.
Yeah, I agree with Josh.
Well, I think that there's enough of them that, it's election time next year. And they don't want to have to go back to their contemporaries and say, I'm really in the corner of this pedophile.
I don't. I mean,
It's a year away.
is there something that's happened in the last 8 hours or something I'm not aware of?
No, but in the last week, there have been some correspondence between what's his name, Epstein, and a newspaper guy, for instance, and a couple other things that are starting to indicate that Trump knew a lot about what was going on.
I can imagine that he probably did, but I would also imagine that even if there was solid proof that he knew 100% about it, that I would say you could count on Charlie's toes the number of Republicans that would change their mind.
Do you think so?
Yes.
Anybody disagree with that?
I sort of disagree. Yeah, it sounds like we've got at least 100 Republican senators or Congress people that that are ready to vote. They were trying to cover it up. They wanted to do pass it by affirmation, so like an anonymous vote, and the Democrats said,
I mean,
no way.
but
We want to hold
really,
everybody, put your name on it.
That's not really the question, however, that was posed to me. The question that was posed to me was, will the Republicans abandon Trump? Republicans voting to release whatever files are related to Epstein is perfectly whatever if that's what a lot of them seem to want to do that. But at least as I understood it, you were asking me if the files are voted on and released and there is evidence in them that Trump did this, that, or the other, that Republicans would then say, we're done with this guy. We're not supporting him anymore. He's a bad dude. We want to impeach him or get him out of office or.
But a lot of these people have to go back to their constituents.
I don't see that happening at all.
And he has officially said he's no longer supporting Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically, I understand your point, Josh, but I think what's happening is there are some real fissures developing there, and it's very possible. I mean, you're right, could be right. It could all blow over. But just the fact that people are really distancing themselves from Trump now for the first time, this is a major development, and we'll see how it goes. But I'm saying that I would not just automatically assume that everything's going to just work out, because things are going in a really different direction right now.
They actually come out with pictures of him with some 13-year-old girl. I think it could be all over.
Well, that'd be easy to do with AI now.
Well, supposedly, according to Epstein, he had photographs of Trump.
Yeah.
Later on, he didn't like Trump that much. And he started to say, I've got the goods on this guy. I've got pictures of him with my girls.
And Putin's got something on him because he is like a cow dog around Putin.
Well, that could all go back to the time in Russia when Trump was there, and they say there was a pea party.
I mean, these things are fine, but I honestly I approach everything very neutrally, and I think what you guys are thinking is just like wishful thinking.
No, it isn't. It isn't a question of wishful thinking.
I'm just saying, what has ever happened to make anyone think that something that Trump does or has done would make Republicans, in any larger number than one or something, than one of their outliers, the guy from Kentucky or whatever, come out and say, I can't support this guy anymore. I shouldn't have voted for him. I won't vote for him. I mean, no, that's never happened. I mean, even the ones who tried to do it for January the 6th got over it in like 10 minutes. I mean, I'm just saying that I've said before, and I'll say again, that Mike Johnson really wants to be the Speaker of the House, and that if there was a picture tomorrow of Trump with a 14-year-old girl, I've told you before that Mike Johnson would be out there saying that he understands that she was 14, but it was a long time ago, and she was 14 years, 9 months, and 3 days old, and the age of consent at that time was 15, and this happened a long time ago, and we're really kind of focusing on the past, and we want to focus on the future, and I'm just telling you that would be the line. And until I'm proven wrong, which isn't going to happen, that's what he would do. I mean, because he wants to be where he's at, and he sees that as his ticket. And until something in the public changes in a massive way,
Well, try a 32% approval rating.
Yeah.
but not in the districts where 99% of those lawmakers are at. I mean, in my district right here, Trump won like 88 to 12%. And
How much would that be? How much would that be today?
It's probably a bit higher. I mean, none of these people here are going to abandon
I think
him.
people, look, you put together, forget what happened to that young girl that was with you there, Brian?
What did you do, Brian? What did you do with her?
I mean, you
I
can
agree.
drive down the road today
Mhm.
where I live and still see his flags flying all over the place.
Yeah.
You can see pickup trucks with their diesel smokestacks with 2 Trump flags stuck to the bed flying. And
Well, could I throw it back at you that
it's an everyday occurrence.
Yeah, but your perception is your own neighbors.
I go all over
Our
the
perception is just looking at the whole country, and I think that basically Trump is on the downside of things right now. I don't think that he's gonna be able to hold
But
everything up.
he's gonna say it's a hoax. He's gonna say this is rigged, or he's gonna say something else like he's always said, trying to
but you know
get
something?
his group to say that this is fake news.
My feeling is he's played that game too long now, and people are tiring of it. People are tiring of it.
Not with his dumb people.
You know, there's the 32% he's not going to change the minds of, okay? But there's the other ones that they are going to be able to tell the difference. What is all that noise? Is that coming from McDonald's in Malaysia?
Okay. But I agree with Josh. I think that he's gonna start saying before it's released, this is a hoax, or this is all this stuff, and his people just believe everything from him.
Well, but the question is, how many of them? Those people will always be for Trump, okay? But they only amount to 32%, and what's going to happen? I mean, I think there's going to be a shift, because forget about that for a second, Josh. The economy is terrible. Food prices are still high. All the things he promised to do, he hasn't done. And the only thing he's done is gild everything he can lay his hands on in the White House, tear down an East Wing, not rebuild anything in its place. And by the way, did you hear the latest about the tearing down of the East Wing? There seemed to be an asbestos problem.
Yeah.
And the asbestos that was released is very dangerous.
Yep.
I think Trump should be made to pay to put the East Wing back up out of his own pocket.
He won't pay. He's immune to all actions for all time. And he can have anybody do anything he wants and then just pardon them. It's very simple.
Yeah.
He has ultimate authority. I don't see how you stop him from staying president. He can stay leader as long as he wants. He can literally, if somebody gets elected, J.D. Vance he can stand up in the Senate and say, no, I'm not approving this. And then Trump can have a hit squad take out somebody and then just pardon all of them. It's very simple.
Well, I don't know if it's as simple as that. But.
I think it's very simple. It's very simple, and it will be more simple 3 years from now. Because they floated the idea. That's how they do it. they've already said that he's going to have a third term, and nobody's talking about it right now because that was 3 weeks ago. But in a year or 2 years, it's like, yeah, we already talked about that 2 years ago, and it was fine. Nobody, there was a little opposition for a week, and then no. You know what I mean? That's how they do it.
Well, the reason people are talking about it is he's conceded he can't run for a third term.
Yeah.
So since he's finally had to admit it, there's, why talk about it anymore?
Oh, there is a way he could stay president. There is a way he could stay president,
Yes.
and that is he's starting a war in Venezuela. And if it's in the middle of a war, he can say, well, we can't have an election till the war is over. And that's exactly, by the way, what Netanyahu did to keep himself out of jail.
That's kind of what FDR did, too.
No,
You are right. You are right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
he
but back then
got
you
reelected,
couldn't
however. They did have elections, and there was no limit on the amount of times you could be a president at that time.
Back then, yeah.
Yeah.
Now there
You
is.
can also become vice president.
No, you can't.
No, you can't. You can't even run for vice president.
No, because
No,
if you can
There's no
become
running. Get rid of this idea of voting and running. He already said you don't have to vote again.
Yeah.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah.
well.
he says a lot of things that aren't true.
Listen, I don't believe a goddamn thing he says, and I don't believe that. Okay.
He also wanted his family to start running after him.
Yeah.
Well, right now that's not possible because it doesn't seem like Don Jr. is very popular because the CPAC convention nobody showed up to hear him speak.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's not in the offing. I just think that he's got to have a certain following by the people, and I think just because of the economy alone and the cost of food. I mean, people go to the grocery store and they can't afford to buy all the food they want to buy, and
They shouldn't be buying so much. They're buying a lot of junk. You know,
Yeah.
half of it's not even food.
we're talking about people who can't get staples, Bree. I've seen people on television, people who couldn't get SNAP, for instance, because they didn't have food stamps available, and they couldn't get anything. I mean, they couldn't get just the very basics of life. So don't think it's that easy, you know. Oh, you know,
Going
these,
around saying that there's less than $2 a gallon for gas, and there's nowhere that I know of that's less than $2 a gallon for gas.
yeah.
So he can lie about that all day. People know when they go fill up their car, it's not $2 a gallon.
Well, I don't understand the SNAP program, but is it for life? Like if you qualify for SNAP, do you get it always? Or is
No,
it like
you
a
get
stopgap measure?
as long as you're under a certain
A certain income, yeah.
income.
Yeah. You have to. It runs out. You have to reapply.
Yeah.
So if you're getting it, you wouldn't have any incentive to go above that income bracket, I guess.
Well, you might
that the
have an
idea?
incentive too because you want to do things better for your family. I
Yeah.
just think that we need better ways of people to get off of these programs than to completely cut them off when they get up to a certain level. There's a cutoff level, and they should actually have it be gradual as opposed to being all at once, you know. So, what the hell? Oh, hey, I just looked
Well,
at
I'm in
the
Singapore now.
the clock here. We're getting time. It's time.
I'm in Singapore now. What they do is they do limit for staple items. They won't let the price go up on staple items.
On staple items. We should probably do the same thing here, but that's communism, damn it. Anyway,
Right.
oh, there she is again. We'll let her do her. What is that? That isn't 2-6, is it?
No.
No.
And 6,
That's like the
7,
hand
whatever.
clock.
What?
6-7.
6-7. Okay, I don't know. What do I know? You know, 6.
Or 1.
Huh? Do 6-7. Do 6-7. What's the thing you do for 6-7?
7.
6-7. Anyway,
Or 1.
Thank you, Charlie, for being here tonight, and thank you
You're
to
welcome.
Josh Wheeler. I haven't come to you yet, Adrian. Mark Thorner, thank you very much for being here. Tom, always good having you here. Alan, same with you. And Jeff, same with you. And Bree, terrific. And
Yeah. I'm in
Brian
Singapore.
was here, but he's been replaced
Yeah.
by his favorite daughter, Adrian. Hey, Adrian.
I know.
I know. Hey, look how old she's gotten.
I know.
I've got
Do you like my hair?
I've got child artwork on my door here by her.
Do you like my hair?
He has your artwork you gave him still.
Yeah. So anyway,
Do
everybody.
you like my hair? My mom cut it.
Say he's got
Your hair looks great. Anyway, everybody, just wave goodbye, and I'll wave goodbye at you, and we'll see you again next week. Bye-bye. Okay, there they go, ladies and gentlemen. That's our citizen panel for tonight, and we'll have another one back here again. What is it on Wednesday? Meanwhile, there's no Amy Emanuel tonight. And I will be back here on Monday for the Monday pop-up show at 4 o'clock on Facebook. And in the meantime, as always, if you see her, you know what to do. Of course, tell her I love her, okay? Bye-bye, everybody. See you later. Well, that's wrong. There we go.